Hello, everyone out there. Happy Saturday. Talking Head. Wanted to talk to you about my experience with Star Wars Episode 3. Growing up, like every probably male that grew up in the 80s and late 70s, you grow up and you probably like Star Wars. And obviously, the coolest guy other than Boba Fett is Darth Vader. And you wonder how he got the armor, how he became who he is, and such. It's always something that all sci-fi nerds always kind of wondered. Well, you get the prequels, and the prequels come out to be CGI fart fest, basically. They're not very good at all. Hollow acting, like I said, and too much CGI. So, but I was willing to sift through it. Suffered through Episode 1 with Jar Jar Binks. Fine, made it through that. Attack of the Clones comes around. It's a little bit better. You get to see Jango Fett, Boba Fett's father, and such. And that's an awesome thing to see, come out a fan of Django and such. And then you get to Episode 3, which is where it was going to finally pay off. This is going to be the dark, horrible origin of Darth Vader from being Anakin Skywalker. Well, see the movie the first night, very anticipated. I must preface this by saying that I love Star Wars. Love the Stormtroopers, love the bad guys, love the Empire. Detest Jedis and the Rebels and stuff. But going into Episode 3, I was very much looking forward to seeing the brutal beginnings of how Darth Vader became to be. And went to see the movie the first night at midnight. Go in, and once Darth Vader becomes Darth Vader, when he sits up and he goes, "No," and other than being kind of Frankensteinish monster looking, everybody stands up and cheers and everything, and you walk out of the movie theater thinking, man, that was righteous. You finally see it. The Jedi get their comeuppance. Then Yoda gets banished. The twins get separated. It almost brings a tear to your eye at the end saying this, for a fan like me, because you see the originals and then you see the, full circle here. And like I said, walk out of the theater thinking, man, this is great. I got to go see this again. So find another movie theater that's showing about 3, 4 in the morning. And I go to see it. And it's a packed house. Everyone's there. Like I said, 3:30 in the morning, I believe. Almost 4. It's hard to remember. And like I said, I saw it at the other theater and thought, wow, there was some powerful stuff. And it was great. You see Anakin take out the kids. See him take out the Padawans and stuff, and you're thinking, oh, this is brutal shit, This is like terrorizer type of shit, And this dude, he's brutal. And then the fight with Obi-Wan, geez Louise, that was epic. It kind of ruins the rest of the fights in the earlier, Episode 4, 5, and 6. Kind of ruins those fights because they're so slow in comparison. Well, I go to see it at the next theater. And everything's going according to plan. Everything's going great. And I'm thinking, man, this is such a good movie. Then it comes to the part, to me, the part of the movie that's the best part, but unfortunately became the part where now I can't watch this movie anymore. But at the time, it was the best part, was when Anakin's left behind. They're going to go arrest Sidious / Palpatine. And Mace Windu still doesn't trust Anakin, basically. And you feel the feelings, the music they play, everything is spot on. Everything's like, wow, this is, Anakin's got to sit back and watch maybe the hope of his wife get taken down here, and possibly, him being treated the way he is and such. He's got to sit back and watch all this, and that's pretty rough stuff. And you see him crying, and like I said, perfect. Well, I'm at this theater, and it's dead silent, just like in the other theater, and then they have the fight. Sidious is, back on his back, and he does the whole no, 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 and does the whole Force Lightning on Mace Windu. And he does the Force Lightning, and Mace Windu is able to push it back on him, and it goes back into Sidious's face, and he starts becoming disfigured, and you don't know if it's because of the Force Lightning, or was he always like that, and he was just masking it with, his Force powers, dark side powers, and such. Well, while he's sitting there and he's going, I can't hold it any longer, and all that BS. His face is melting and such. And then some dude in the audience says it's so loud, and it's crazy because you're in there and the theater's loud, the music's blaring and everything. But this, for some reason, this dude was audible from the back to the front, and he just says, "Oh man, that dude's head looks like a nutsack." And that was it. Boom. And then everyone in the theater busts out laughing like it was the biggest joke ever told. It was. I sat there and being a nerd, sat there and was like just in total confusion because it was true. This Emperor's head looked like a giant nutsack. And then to hear the words he was saying, it's like it compounded onto the joke. He was sitting there and he's like, "Good, I feel the force in you." He looks like a creepy old pedophile talking to Anakin. It's pretty sad. And after that, Star Wars Episode 1 through 3, the prequels, was done. I can't watch those movies other than maybe the final battle between Anakin and Obi-Wan, which is, if you just watch that alone, that's worth maybe the price of admission. But the rest of the movie is just dog mess. Horrible acting, horrible pacing. I mean, you walk into the movie and you basically are walking into the end of something. It feels like, from basically the beginning in Attack of the Clones of the Clone Wars, you walk into the end in Episode 3 of the Clone Wars, and just to see Sidious in his wrinkled up old nutsack for a head, it makes it so hilarious to watch it. And as somebody that takes this stuff serious and somebody that loves Star Wars, it killed it. It totally killed it for me. I can't watch Episode 3 other than, like I said, the battle sequence between Obi-Wan and Anakin. And that's it. Just wanted to convey that little story, anecdote, whatever you want to call it, to the masses out there, and why I so strongly hate Episode 3 and pretty much all the prequels. Love Star Wars, love the concept, love the first, technically numbers 4, 5, and 6. They were awesome, especially Empire. But this movie was horrible. Just for that fact alone. I mean, and then, I don't even want to get into the rest of it. It's so horrible. But please feel free to like, dislike, leave comments, leave topics for other things that I can get into. I like to talk about a lot of things. Sports, sci-fi, a lot of things. So if you have anything, let me know. Thank you very much. You have a good day and have a happy spring break. Have a happy St. Patrick's Day, and have fun. Take care. Bye-bye.